Welcome back to the channel. If you are new to us, please subscribe. It's a very fascinating subject because now we can go places, we can change things about our performance and kind of observe how we build. When I listen to this take, it's totally different from the previous take, what we recorded at first. So now I start measuring the development of the music by using certain factors. One of them is ear training. Another one is the element of intuition and desire. There is emotion. There is a specific education involved. So I try to balance those things into that package deal what allows me to say no or yes to a certain direction. Okay, so it's very fascinating because from this point, I will never get tired of this process. I'm pretty sure, my wife is gonna scream after 8 hours of me fooling around with this to kind of stop working and take some rest because I don't feel like tired. So it's kind of concern, but at the same time, what a fascinating word when you kind of dive into that sensation of you and just explore it through music. Punch in and punch out. If we review this kind of concept, allow me to substitute certain music phrases with the new ones. Because I can fix problems, I can eliminate notes by going into the editing, which is going to be another chapter in our study. But punch in and punch out, to me, stands for phrasing, a sentence. You kind of spill a new sentence, and then you listen it, let's go different direction. So it allows me to kind of punch in certain ideas, okay? Any form of mistake, what arrives during the process or after the process or before it, I can always eliminate by using editing mode, no problem. This target of ours moves with our creation. How cool is that, right? So you record, you observe, and you make decisions. It's kind of creative space once you dive into that imaginary vision of yours. I'm gonna solo the piano in this moment. There's some mistakes. Okay. Okay. We're going to use punch in and out. See, when I do it in the software, I end up working just a little bit faster. So when I go to locate, the punch in and punch out is already established. Okay, if I zoom it out, here we go. Let's just do a piano only. That's it. So look, I'm gonna eliminate. Like I said, you can always do this. Mark the mistakes. When we use this screen, you just you can always mark mistakes and just press delete and done, or just start recording. So this chord is called 7 in this area. It's called 7/8/7 altered. So I will try to reproduce this chord. Okay. Okay. Yeah, something like that. Let's take a listen. All right. So look, we kind of like it, but it's not complete. So there's like a little gap. That's the last note we played. So there's a gap between this and another note what comes on the middle of the next bar. Okay. So now, instead of deleting it and recording it again, we are going to use this second technique, what I told you about. It's called overdub. So now I won't delete the previous take. I'm gonna just add to it. So now let me see what we can do. First, I'm gonna fool around with play and come up with the ideas, right? Like it, see what happens. All right, let's try it, see what happens. So overdub and play. We can always delete it. Play it. Okay, it doesn't feel organic, so I'm gonna undo it. See how easy? Uh-huh. Let's try this. See what happens. Overdub. See, as a composer, I don't have to be instrumentalist. I just want to know I need to know how the chords exist. Okay. Oh, shoot. We didn't extend. Huh. I like it. All right, let's do it again. Now we're going to extend the invite for just a little bit longer. Since we are hitting the overdub, we don't have to worry the next notes. They will show up without deleting them. Okay, let's take a listen. There's something... Huh. All right, let's undo it again and extend it just a little bit longer. I think this pedal, which we kept too long, kind of took our note away from us. So see what happens. Overdub, once again, play. I'm just waiting to punch in. All right, see how it goes. Okay, sounds natural. Okay, good. So now, look, in the software I can press in, or I can go locate and discharge in. That way. Locate again, back to piano. Okay, so we are already cleaning. We have two areas, what we adjusted on piano track. Now let's take a listen how this section, this moment in music exists with other instruments. So we go back to the project. We are going to unmute the rest of the tracks. Oh, this solo button showed up again. Okay, so you see what happened when we play rest of the instruments. Okay, in this section, all the instruments, they moved towards D-7. And I kept this 7 altered just a little bit longer. So we'll have to basically change that too. So look, this is what we have. Yeah. All right. We are going back to piano. This time, let's mute the drums and listen to the harmony. Okay, the software remembers the last thing we punched in, punched out. Okay. Now. So look, we're going to mark. So this is more related to the editing work than punch in, punch out. But look, we thought that this area it's empty, right? And now I unmuted the rest of the instruments, and turns out they create a great punch of the D-7. So automatically it's like, okay, they took over. I don't have to play anything else. Let's take a listen. Okay, it doesn't feel like normal yet because we decided to mute the drum set, which basically there is a note of the bass what sits. There is a bass note what repeats itself in this piece, and it's part of that exchange. Of course, we can later on copy and paste that bass into a separate track and make it independent. But for the purpose of the video, we concentrate on the topic of the day. Let's take a listen with the drum set. Excellent. All right, so this is the piano. Now, I'm switching to the guitar. And let's just concentrate on the same area of A7 altered, because there is some dysfunction is taking place. I already can hear it. Let's take a listen. Okay, let's solo that guitar. Here's the moment. So it's not bad. So all the notes are correct, but there is some fight against other instruments. So let's just do I can do it on this. Once again, let me know how can I solo more than one track or MPCX, because I go to the software, I hit solo, and everything is fine. Okay, so it works with the piano. I think I know where's the problem. The problem sits in the bass. Let me locate the bass. It's a track 1. That's the one. And let's go to the, and there should be 13, 13, 13. That's the bass line. Yeah. Okay. In this moment, I'm playing C, but it's actually a D note on piano. So, look, I want to explain something. The A7 altered sits on top of A note on the bottom. And you've got tension flat 9th, sharp 9th, sharp 11th, flat 13th. So on top of A. The problem is that this dominant 7 chord altered sits on top of it. Sounds wonderful here, but for some reason it doesn't work in our project. Let's take a listen. All right. It's not that bad. However, it bothers me a lot. So what we are going to do, we are going to change that section of the where the dominant 7 chord sits on. Right here. We were going to eliminate those bass notes and end up with we can do something else. Like I could add, instead of bass, we could add a piano note. Oh yeah. So look. Okay, because it sounds not, there's no bass on the bottom. But this will change when I drop 2-octave punch. Let's try it. Overdub. I don't want to delete what is. Yeah. And there's another one. Okay. Okay. I could do the same thing. Or basically, I can choose a different note on the bass. But you see, we chose the bass out of that sequence. So we've got only one note available. Like I said, we can select that sound and kind of develop, so no problem. But you can always drop, the same way I drop the piano, you can do the same towards the guitar sound as well. So this is the guitar, and then, and all of a sudden you've got the bass. Now, speaking of, let's just record this as well. Overdub, don't forget. And voila, we have it. The music composition is a living organism. When you start diving and fixing problems, note by note problems, you end up dwelling about that area and in the end won't feel the way you expect it to feel. Unless you're a very skilled individual. You follow the chord progression. If something doesn't work, guess what? You do punch in, punch out with the new material, and at least this new material will have a phrase in mind. So you won't fix one note at the time, you're going to fix a phrase. Now you observe how the new phrase reacts with previous phrases. And you've got a decent idea, basically, where your music is going. In my world, I could start with instruments. I could mute any form of rhythm first and kind of dive into how they coexist. Because we know the chords progression. We just presented the chords progression, D minus 7. I want to make sure that every single note in the guitar or strings or piano, it's kind of in a relationship to each other. So everything works the way it is. Now, if there's like a kind of dissonance, what it doesn't match or doesn't fit into that very moment, guess what? It's time to make adjustment. Once again, I can do it in the editing mode or basically change the phrase by using a punch in and punch out. When I do this kind of work, I try to include the fact that these voicings, the tracks, they're supposed to have a conversation. They're supposed to relate to each other in a way that it pleases your ear, basically. Every time I record some instrument and I try to put myself in the shoes of the musician who plays that instrument. If I play bass, I feel like a bass player. If I play piano, I feel like a pianist. Unless I arrange music, so I don't have to be perfect. Okay? But if I play guitar, I try to put myself in the shoes of the guitarist and do those right, just groove with that. Or drummer. Whatever instrument I choose, I try to kind of become that instrument. The bottom line is that your music will never be finished. You can always add and transform something. It's like making a painting, right? There is always a bunch of paint available, so you can just smash it once again and create something else on top of you already discovered.